Ask me all your questions, and now I'm going to answer them. And ask you did. Let me refresh in case I got any last minute questions. Hi, welcome to Saturday. FK Shiplap Saturday. I come to you from my daughter's room. All right, I got a lot of questions from you guys over on my website. How did you like the Fixer Upper post, by the way? Did any of you read it that are on here yet? Hi, friends. Oh, my glasses and my sweatshirt are both linked on my blog under Shop My Favorites. So there's a link in my profile on Instagram, or if you just go to finderskeepersdesigns.com, it's at the very top, and you can find it. And this sweater's cheap, and these glasses are cheap, and they're the greatest ever. Let's see. These are really good questions. I was loving them. I went live a little bit later than I first said and earlier than I said second, but I have to go pick up my groceries from Walmart Groceries to Go, so we have to get this started. It usually takes me about an hour, sometimes less, so we'll see. We'll see how the questions go. You can ask me questions on here. I'm going to answer the ones on my computer first, although sometimes I get distracted because your question's so good on here that I have to answer it, so that might happen. My babies are napping. And so is my husband, I think. He laid with our 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and hasn't come out yet. So I don't think that's a good sign. Okay. And this will be saved. If you're watching it now, you already know it's saved. But it'll be saved so you can listen to your questions if you're not here live. Okay? First question is from Laura. I have an open concept living room and currently have a sectional in the living room. And it appears too close off the living room area a bit. Oh, to close off the area a little bit. Would it be better to utilize 2 separate couches instead of 1 sectional? Also, what are your thoughts on couches right now against a window? I'm thinking of building a small table between my window so that it isn't right against the wall. This is a great question. So, she has a sectional, and it's kind of closing off her room. As long as you have about 3 feet of space to walk into your family room or wherever you are, that's fine. That's enough space. But I like a little more space than that because it makes it feel less crowded. So if you're to the point where your sectional is blocking you off too much, it's totally cool to get 2 couches. And right now I would say, as far as a trend goes, 2 couches are more popular than sectionals, whereas a few years ago, sectionals were like all the rage. I switched from a sectional to a couch. I had 2 couches before, but now I just have 1 big couch and 2 chairs, which I love because it keeps it really open. You can walk through the chairs, you can walk around. Also, rule of thumb, if you can, if your space is big enough, do not push your couches all the way against your wall. It's just kind of like a faux pas. Like, you don't necessarily do it. You wouldn't know that because you think, why am I not utilizing the space? But it's better to have like even just like this much space off your wall, like 5-6 inches. It's just better that way. Like I said, if you have the luxury of space, if you're in a small apartment, push that thing against the wall. If it's in front of a window, I like the idea of a small table, Laura, between your window and your couch so that you could maybe put a few things on it so people know it's not just pushed right against your window. Makes a little bit more sense. Some family rooms have a super easy layout and some are just harder to figure out. So you got to do what you got to do, girl. Do what you got to do. Okay, I love this person. She is from the Netherlands. I'm about to buy my first home on my own. Girl power, she says, which I appreciate. Yes, girl. So I'm hoping to buy a fixer-upper and get more meters for less and do a lot of demo myself and saving where I can. That's where my question comes in. When you have a fixer-up to fix up an entire house, where do you spend and where do you save? Noted on the smooth wall texture, which if you haven't read my blog post yet, smooth wall texture is where it's at. Biggest regret of my house is this chunky, awful wall texture. Is it wise to choose cheaper tiles, fixtures, and kitchen cabinets and spend on appliances and work men who know what they're doing? Would love to hear. Thank you so much. P.S. I don't know if it matters, but I live in the Netherlands and all of our homes are brick on the outside walls and inside walls. Well, way to rub it in our face, my new friend. I'm going to slaughter your name, but it's TeunTje. That's a beautiful name. Listen, brick walls on the inside is like magical and I'm so jealous. So that sounds amazing. Don't be afraid to paint your brick walls if you want to. I don't know what they look like on the inside of your home. If they have some white in them, you can German smear them or paint them white. What to start with first? Sometimes I prefer to more so take it like a room at a time, and the most used spaces. Oh, hi, that's you. This is your question. I would spend my money, funny enough, I wouldn't spend my money on appliances right away. I would just get secondhand appliances or really budget-friendly appliances, not necessarily the most beautiful, amazing appliances ever. I would spend my money on really good kitchen cabinets that are going to last a really long time. Not too expensive, but durable. And good flooring. And then everything else can kind of be filled in as you go. So you don't need the best furniture and the best appliances at this moment, because those can easily be switched out and then moved back in. So that's my tip for that. That might go against what some people think, but we currently did our kitchen and before we moved in, but we kind of saved on our kitchen. So we kept our original kitchen cabinets and just painted them white. We have really basic white appliances right now, which is on our list of like things to do, but it keeps getting pushed on the priority list because they function just fine. So they're functioning, they're white, so they match the kitchen. They're old, yeah, but they work. So we're kind of leaving it be for now. Make sure you put your money into the things that are hard to change out. I'm just repeating that. So flooring, but bathroom tiles, you don't have to buy expensive bathroom tiles. I'll give you a link for my ceiling fan later. I just realized my little light right here was in the video. It's from Home Depot. So yeah, that's my answer. Do you feel like that's good? Do you feel satisfied? Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay, let's go to Heather. My question is not really about renovations, which is fine. These can be about anything. This was just the renovation post, but it's so important anyway. How do you hang your family photos? Canvases only? Framed pictures? Question mark? Collages? Question mark? Do you have all the baby pictures up? I want to see family memories on my walls, but I don't know how to do it beautifully. Help. I have no canvas. I'm trying to think before I say that out loud. I have no canvas pictures. I personally don't love them because I love picture frames. So I love vintage frames. This is a vintage frame on one of mine and Brittany's prints. And so I just love picture frames. So let me see what you're saying to me. What color white did you paint your cabinets? We did paint them ourselves, and we used an ultra pure white. I love pure white for shiplap. I love it for cabinets. It wears the best, and as white fades, it's still really beautiful. Okay, so I also have in here this room that we're in, which is getting a full makeover. You need to go check Pinterest under Pate's room for Christmas. And so these frames are a collection of IKEA is a big frame, which is a question coming up. This is thrifted, IKEA, thrifted, IKEA, thrifted frame, Michael's, IKEA. So I just love picture frames. So these are not particularly hanging, but leaning art ledges is a new way to display your family pictures in a more modern way. Also in my entryway, you've seen I have a set of 6 picture frames from IKEA that are square, which I love and looks modern. In my last house, I had an eclectic gallery wall, which I still love so much, and I feel like it's one of my design superpowers. Like, I'm really good at putting together a gallery wall. So I love those still. Like, those always will have my heart. They're a little bit more cluttery, and in this house, I wanted it a little bit more clean. And cluttery sounds like a negative word. I don't mean that as a negative. You can have a huge gallery wall, floor to ceiling, and it's beautiful. It's just a lot of things in one space, and I was trying to simplify. I hope that answers your question. Let me see what else you said. Yeah, so I love art ledges. I also love hanging a picture above a nightstand next to a bed, so that adds dimension. And so instead of just leaning a picture frame on your nightstand, hang it on the wall behind the nightstand. That's a really beautiful way to have a wedding photo in your master, cute pictures of your kids in their bedroom. Your question was great. Oh, that's so funny. Her question is, this is Rachel, and she says, what does your husband do for a living? He's really good at woodworking. Is that what he does? So some of you probably already know this, but I framed some artwork, IKEA frames instead of artwork all over the place. Yes, I love IKEA frames. I don't know why. I think they're great. My husband works for his family business, which is like an oil refinery company, and he has worked for them for basically our whole marriage. But we also started our Finders Wood Shop, which is making farm tables and barn doors. We've been on a pause since the summer because we were so busy, and we're trying to reevaluate, and we're probably going to be coming back out with that business in a little bit of a new way in 2018. So you can stay tuned to see that, because he's very handy at woodworking. He does great. He's learned he doesn't like hanging shiplap for other people, which is sad for my clients. He barely likes doing it for me. So he's going to have to... I'm going to have to recommend somebody else for that, which I have a few good guys if you ever need anyone to hang your shiplap. If not, and you don't know this, I have a full tutorial on how to hang shiplap on my website, finderskeepersdesigns.com. Thank you for that question. I'm painting my kitchen cabinets white and want to know if I should paint all the white in my house the same color, ceilings, baseboards, furniture, etc. My house is tiny. I would say no. My answer is paint your large things bright white. So paint your cabinets bright white, paint your baseboards bright white, your ceilings bright white. But your furniture, I think, should be a little bit of a warmer shade, or a different shade, a grayer shade or a creamier shade of white. I like a color called Night Blooming Jasmine that I use on a lot of my furniture. And it goes really well if your walls are pretty white, or even if they're gray, but your trim is super bright white. Have a little bit of like dimension in your shades of white. Oh, the bay window cushion, I got a lot of good recommendations of people on Etsy. That's a great question. And I will link them once I like just tell you who they are. I can't remember, or I would tell you right now. But I haven't heard back from anyone yet. So I'm going to see what the price is and that kind of stuff, and then I'll let you know, because I'm inherently cheap, so I don't want to spend a gajillion dollars. But I will tell you who I find and if they're good. Thank you guys for your suggestions the other day, too. Okay. Shiplap on a work table, yay or nay? It's going to be close. Okay. That question I don't understand, my cute friend. Shiplap's on a work table, yay or nay? What kind of work table, I think, is my follow-up question. Any tension rod is good for bay window curtains. I also just like a really long one. I actually had curtains hanging over my bay window when we first moved in, and now I just want to see the shiplap, and I put those lights sconces in on either side. Okay, painting my cabinets. Let's go back here. Sorry, I love your guys' questions. Just have to say we're living. Oh, someone's living in a renovation right now. Bless your heart. Solidarity, sister. I get it. Our babe was 5 months old when we bought our reno house. He's 10 months old now, and I still don't have a fully functioning kitchen. Bless your heart. We live in the basement, and upstairs is a hot mess, but it will all be worth it in the end. That is absolutely true. Living in our renovation was so stressful. It made me so depressed. But I don't really get depressed, but I think I was actually as depressed as I can get. Like, the world felt really dark and sad, and yet it was like the dead of summer. And I really did not expect that for myself. I expected to love it. And as I've had time to reflect, I don't think it was the renovation itself. I think it was living in the renovation. So it's fun to make decisions and to have people come and fix your house, but not when a day would go by and no workers would show up. I honestly thought, I can't do this. And I would think about running away. Leaving my family here to fend for themselves. That's how dark it got. Got pretty freaking dark. We just bought a house and I don't know where to start. I have been here a few months and have not put anything on my walls. I'm not a decorator and not sure what my style is. I know things I like but haven't taken the plunge. I was excited but I'm feeling scared now. How do you become more confident? Any tips or advice? I love to see all your Goodwill finds. Julie, this is such a great question. This is such a great question. Start somewhere. Start somewhere with something you really love the most. So if it's a rug that you found and it's on sale and you love it so much, but you're super worried that the rug won't match whatever else you might find, well, don't worry about whatever else you might find. Start with something you super, super love, because it will keep you on track to make sure you're making and creating a home for your family and yourself that you really love. I've said this a million times, but I believe in it with my whole heart. Create a Pinterest board called My Style. And only post stuff in there that you can really imagine yourself living in. Really imagine. So I love full mid-century modern. I love it. But I know for a fact I would miss my florals and my really frilly things, and I would just miss it so much. So I cannot live forever in a fully functioning mid-century modern house because I love different styles too much. Also, this is something I haven't said before, because I get a lot of emails and you'll say, or DMs, and you'll say, I did that board and I'm confused because I like all kinds of things. Don't put yourself in a box. If you come into my home, you're not going to come in here and necessarily go, oh, this is a farmhouse. Oh, this is shabby chic. Oh, this is modern. Like, you're going to see elements of all the design that I love, because I want all the things I love in my house. I'm allowed to break rules because I know how to, but you're allowed to break rules and learn how to. So create that board and have things you love. And I am eclectic in so many ways. So many ways I'm eclectic. And you need to just have what you love. So the way to make that work in my design tip is keep your color scheme coordinating. So you don't want something super bright and bold with something super pastel. Keep your color scheme simple. In my home, the color scheme is white and wood tones. And that's what keeps everything cohesive. No matter whether I've got something kind of funky and modern, or whether I've got something really shabby chic and slip covered, or I've got this like net over my daughter's bed, it all works in my home because my color tones are the same. That's my tip for that. Let me see if I got on a tangent. Feeling scared now. Don't feel scared. Just be confident. I don't really know how to teach you how to be confident. I just know that you can be and you should be. So be confident. Own your style. Have what you love. Follow people that you're inspired by on Instagram that keep you onto your style. You would be surprised who I'm the most inspired by on Instagram. And I think I'm going to make a post about this. I was thinking that because it's not people who have my exact style, but I get so inspired by House 7 Design. I don't know if you guys follow her. She's really modern and really cool. But when she comes up with something new and unique, it makes me feel like I can come up with something new and unique. So I don't necessarily want exactly what she has, but I want to keep being inspired. So that's another tip I have. If you have too much going on, I mean, you can have too much going on and simplify. For me, what helped me simplify was taking stuff off the walls and keeping the decor like in my everywhere else, kind of spread throughout my house. I have simplified my home so much more than I ever thought I would. And it's probably, compared to a really minimalist person, just full of crap. But I have cupboards and cupboards full of like tiny little picture frames, which I love picture frames. Like I said, I've collected artwork from like all my girls' trips with my friends and trips with my husband, and had them all displayed on my walls. And now they're just in a safe spot, things I don't want to get rid of, but that I just don't want up on my walls because it was just too much. So, that's where I'm at with my home decor. Let me answer a few of your questions because I just love this question so much. Oh, craft work table is my great-grandfather's woodshop table, and I'm cleaning it up and want to close the legs in and hide storage with shiplap. Absolutely. That sounds beautiful. Thank you for explaining. I'm going to look into doing online consultations for people out of town. I'm trying to figure that out so I can give you the best content and the best of me. I don't want you to have crappy version of me. How do you pick stuff that you will still like in a few years? That's a good question. You kind of have to know yourself. Are you the kind of person who gets sick of something after a really short amount of time? I am. There's certain things I'll love forever, and then there's certain things I know are going to come and go. So on the things you're going to love forever or need to love forever because they're permanent fixtures, spend money on those things. If it's something you know you're going to love and you know yourself and you're never going to hate it, you're going to love it forever, like this freaking sweater for me right now, then do it all the time. Spend a little bit more money on it. If it's something you're not sure about and it's expensive, don't buy it. Just be cheaper on the things you might love them and leave them. Spend money on the things you know you're going to love for a long time. Oh, that's a good tip. Don't buy something just because it's on sale, because then you might just be buying it out of impulse and because it's on sale and not because you actually love it. Great tip. I hope that makes you feel better. You should be confident, Julie. You've got this. You have got this. Oh, did you guys all see my tip? Is this comment says, your tip about how to keep your corners of your rug down was pure genius. Thanks, I stole it from somebody, and I told you whippy cake. Any tips on how to keep runners and smaller rugs from sliding on hardwood laminate floors? Yes, and I haven't even bought these yet either. But my rugs in my hallway slide all the time, and there's something called rug tape that you can get on Amazon. I should probably link that for you too. If I put this on YouTube, I'll make a link for it, or on my website when I load it up there. Because rug tape is the jam. It doesn't ruin your wood floors, but it sticks your rug to your floor so they don't slide around too much. Because the corner things with the laminate that I taught you, which if you want a tutorial, tell me and I'll make you one. It's really simple and basic, but I'll just make a video to save. Makes your rug a little more slippery sometimes because it's like a slippy laminate and the sticky side is stuck to the rug. So the wood to the floor is a little bit more slippy. So rug tape helps with that. Before starting another project. That depends on your capacity for remodeling. And these glasses are from I Buy Direct, which I've told you guys already, but someone just asked. They're linked on my website under Shop My Profile or Shop My Favorites. It depends on your capacity for renovation. So even though your common areas are exposed and being renovated, you're more than welcome to start on your master. I usually like to finish one thing up and then start on the other. But some people like to have it all open in a mess, finish it up all at the same time. So I feel like that's absolutely fine to do. Just depends on your personal, what you can imagine your capacity and your sanity can withstand. And Target has a roll of the sticky rug tape that works really well. Thank you. I use a hot glue gun under my rugs. They don't slide and glue swirls or strips all over. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. And that wouldn't stick to your floor too bad. IKEA sells a layer for under your rug. Yes, I have that meshy layer. For some reason, my kids like to pull my rug up and then like crumple that, or when I vacuum over that rug slick thing, which I have in my bathroom, it like rolls. So that has driven me crazy, and I prefer rug tape over that. Hide a dog bed like in a corner, stick it somewhere. I have mine in my laundry room. I will save this video. Okay, that's the way I was. I'm just trying to get her room done. I know, and I get so impatient. Herringbone pattern for papers or traditional? Oh, I like herringbone. Herringbone is so good, but I also love traditional. Ooh, herringbone is my answer. What's it wall? Spirit. Oh no, the built-ins won't look funny because they won't be the height of the wall. Anyways, I'm gonna come back to your questions after I answer some more of these. Okay, that's the answer to that one. We've got 9 more. I'm sorry, I tried to make this fast. I want to answer all these first because I only get an hour on these live videos. Awesome post. I had a question, a little off topic. I'm a first-time expecting mom, and the baby already has more stuff that I know what to do with. How do you organize and store all of your baby's stuff? I bought some IKEA cubbies with baskets, but I'm still needing more space. I live in a tiny apartment, so it's pretty easy to run out of space quickly. Also, another random question, where's your favorite place to get oversized picture frames? You want some for your nursery. This is Savannah, and IKEA is my favorite place, and Goodwill is my second favorite place. Goodwill is hit or miss. IKEA always has them. 24 by 36 is my favorite enlargement size. It makes a huge impact, and it's really beautiful, and I love it. And it's like less mess looking, less frames, more impact. Now your question about hiding baby stuff. If you guys have tips, feel free to leave them in the comments because people will be able to see those. My answers to that question are what you did, buying storage compartments. I also store things that are less daily need in a pantry or in a laundry room, or even sometimes in my master closet, depending how your apartment and how your storage situation is. I'll store things I don't need all the time in sort of common storage spaces. So everything doesn't have to be shoved into my baby's room so that it feels like it's caving in on me. I will sometimes store things. Currently in our family room under our TV cabinet has some extra diapers and some toys and just some things. And they're stored in baskets so that they're kind of organized, but they're also in our common area. So that's my answer for that question. What are your thoughts on bathroom decorations, especially for a teeny tiny bathroom? This is a great question. I love the mirror in a bathroom to be the focal point. So if you can replace a basic common mirror, especially in a powder bath or in a small bathroom, I think that's the best way to make visual impact. Then kind of keep it clean and simple in there. I don't need to be like bombarded with things, but also if your guests are going to be in there for a while, which you hope they're not, but they might be, it's nice to have something pretty for them to look at. So I love a floral print in there. Jenny Commenda did a beautiful bathroom, I think in her own home, and she just had her daisy print in there, and it was so beautiful, I thought. We're about to redo our bathroom, which I know I keep saying, you guys, but the end of the year was so crazy. So we're going to do it at the beginning of the year. And I'm planning on doing a big floral print of ours with a towel rod. I'm going to do hooks underneath it for my kids' towels. Keep it pretty simple. In a bathroom, I also love some kind of storage shelves like I have in my kitchen with the brackets to put some toilet paper on, a few extra towels. I think those look beautiful and they're not overly aggressive. Okay. Oh, this is the nicest comment ever. Make sure you're having a shower curtain. It goes all the way. Oh, my shower curtain goes all the way to the ceiling. Great comment. Makes the room look taller. So if you can't find a basic shower curtain, a lot of times I make my own or I use an IKEA drape or some other fabric that I like. If you hang the shower curtain in your bathroom from your ceiling to the ground, it will make it appear larger and seem bigger. You can still have a secondary rod that has your actual liner on it. Or you can extend your, how do you do that? Because I don't have a rod. I don't have a thing. I know my mom does, and she just does a lower rod. So when the shower curtain's closed, you can't see it. But then when it's open, you can see that the rod is lower than the other rod. That's how we've done it. Great comment. Tips for saving space. Yep, that's how I save space in our smaller house. We have lots of end tables with storage and nightstands with storage. Yes, good job. Rubbermaids. I have a Rubbermaid under each and every one of my kids' beds, except for Miles because now he has bunk beds, that has like extra things in it that I don't want to see. I have some under my bed, that kind of stuff. That's a great tip. Yes, you guys are so smart. Separating stuff by age. I love that. You guys did such a good job. On Amazon, you can buy taller shower curtain liners. Oh, good. I didn't know that because I don't have one in that room right now. Okay, hi from Florida. Okay, I did find, and it's on this video, I'm going to come up with who I found to find a French mattress cover once I officially choose someone and see who is the best price. We have paneling in our master bedroom and our paneling to make a shiplap headboard. The vertical panels and horizontal shiplap. Weird. No, that sounds beautiful. Hey, what are you doing?
I put my tablet on the charger.
Okay, go do it out there, okay, buddy? Thanks, bug. I love vertical and horizontal shiplap together. It's beautiful. You can never have too many shiplap things going too many different ways. Thank you, Tiffany. You left me a nice comment. Your house is stunning. You're just finding you on IG this morning. You seem like a do-it-all super mom. Stick around, Tiffany, and you will see that that is absolutely not true. And I'm usually losing my mind at all times and in all things and in all places. But it's fine. We're just keeping it real on here. How can I slip up my walls? Just put it over what is currently there. Also, how can I paint my brick fireplace? Okay, chip up your walls. Have a whole tutorial. But we do it directly onto your stucco wall. And you find the studs in your wall, put up the shiplap. Whole tutorial on my website, on my YouTube channel. When you're on my YouTube channel, subscribe because then you'll see all the videos I post. I put all my tutorials on there and then link them through my website. So you can get it from both ways so you don't miss it. Thank you. That was Tessa. That was a good question. Your house is beautiful and looks so inviting. We have lived in our house for about 6 months and definitely have lots of projects we still want to complete. So do I, girl. Is it important to match all wood tones in your home? No. I'll tell you why. We just built 2 mantles for our double-sided fireplace, and I'm wondering if we should match them to our kitchen table, island, etc. Also, do you suggest putting curtains up if you have shutters? I was wanting in my daughter's room. My husband said no. Yes, put curtains up if you have shutters. Absolutely, 100% put curtains up even if you have shutters. Unless the window doesn't need them, I should say. In a master bedroom, yes. In a family room, yes. Curtains, I wish Jessica was on here. My best friend Jessica, who lives in Utah. YouTube, my YouTube should just be FK Designs or Finders Keepers Designs. I can't remember, but that's the name of my YouTube. One of those 2 things. My best friend in Utah, she has this family room. She has this beautiful window. She has window coverings, these IKEA ones that I love that just go kind of inside your window or lay flat. And she was wanting to warm up her space and make it feel a little bit more Studio McGee. And I'm like, girl, you got to get drapes. And she's like, well, I don't need them. They don't close. I'm like, who even cares? She's like, well, my husband might say it's not functional. She got them. She hung them up because she loves me and she trusts me and she's a genius already on her own. And her husband loved them because they add so much coziness. Exactly what you're saying. Flank the sides with curtains. So they don't need to close. You can hang them on shorter rods on either side, but flank the side of your shutters with curtains. It will soften up the whole look. It's beautiful. And definitely don't cover up the whole thing because shutters are not cheap and they're totally functional. So the curtains are just to soften the space and make it feel more homey. Everything should feel homey. Yep, get short rods. You're so smart. Okay. Oh, wood tones. They do not have to match, but if you're doing something across a space, I probably would match it. If your kitchen island and your mantle are not side by side, I would probably give them a similar tone. But your wood floors, your kitchen table, what accents you have in your home do not have to match. They can be all in their own as long as they coordinate. They all have sort of a warm undertone, or they're all a little bit grayish. Those kinds of things. Keep it coordinated. Renting your house and it is too white. It's possible. Yeah, I agree. There is such thing as too much white for sure. Especially if there's no architectural detail and it just feels super sterile. I would add color in your drapes, in your rug, in your throw pillows, in your accessories. And that's what I would do if you can't paint the walls. Or if you're even renting, but you could paint like a pop out of a wall that you would have to paint back when you moved. So it's not super expensive to paint it, but it would soften your white. That's what I would do. Got your question. I have an amazing great room with cathedral ceilings, but it's completely wood, walls and ceilings. Not your cheap wood paneling, but wide boards with iron nails. I love the feel, but I don't know how to lighten it up. Suggestions. It's a very dark brown. Well, Jennifer, can I move in? That's my first question. Can I move into your house? Here's what I would do. I would start by painting your walls white. I know. Paint the wood white. Even if it's beautiful, dreamy wood, paint it white. Maybe leave your ceilings and see how you feel. If that lightens up the space, but you still get that yummy, dark architectural feeling of dark wood ceilings. And sorry, I'm just looking at this. You're cute. Okay, sorry. So paint your walls white. Leave your ceilings dark wood. If you love the white so much and wish the whole thing was white, paint the ceilings white. But start with just the walls and leave the ceiling just to see how you feel, because I feel like I would love that. So let me know how that goes, Jennifer, and maybe send me pictures of your house so that I can be incredibly jealous of it. Amy, you've done a beautiful job. My question is there a guideline or rule to follow when having more than one area rug in close proximity to the other? Should they be the same rug? No. Just complement each other? Yes. Our dining area and entryway are side by side in our open concept house, and both areas need rugs. Help. So I have coordinating rugs in my house, which I've never had before, but that was just because they were on sale and they were my favorite. So in my hallways, I have the same rug, which is great. They're separate hallways. You don't see them from each other, but I have the same rug. In my family room, I have a different rug, and in my kitchen, I have a similar rug to in my hallways. They just need to coordinate. I kind of love like a patterned rug in a family room, and then maybe something just kind of simple in like a jute rug in a kitchen that's easy to vacuum. IKEA has a great, really big one. Or you can do 2 different pattern rugs. Just make sure that they coordinate, but don't make them the same because it will be way too much of the same thing. You could make your family room rug the same as your hallway rugs because they're really small runners, but I wouldn't do 2 large rugs the same, especially in the same space. I would make them coordinating. Feel free to send me pictures of the rugs you like, and I'll tell you if they coordinate if you don't know. You might know, Jennifer. You might be very smart. But I love that question. That's a great question. Couldn't she do a whitewash or stain to keep the wood grain? Paint will keep some of the wood grain, which is a little known fact. Like my wood in my master bedroom is a shiplap that's not MDF, and you can still see the wood grain. Whitewash is good, but sometimes it can look really messy and in a lot of space, taking up a ton of space. But you could whitewash the ceilings and leave the walls dark. Start there, but you have to pick which one. See, I feel like you should leave the ceiling dark. Asked you about shutters. Now another question. What do you suggest for this tall ceilings? I could imagine having long drapes and shutters in my living room. You can have long drapes and shutters. It is true though, hanging something super close to the ceiling actually doesn't always make it feel taller. You can hang your drapes just still above your window a good chunk to give it dramatic feel, but you don't want it to be too disconnected from your window. So you can go about 6 to 12 inches above your window, but I wouldn't go much taller than that. And your tall ceilings should just be beautiful on their own. Like you don't have to over worry about them being too tall. Just hang somewhere in between the ceiling line and the top of your window, but probably not over 12 to 15 inches. Hi babe, do you want to get on this live video? Did you take a power nap?
No.
Yeah, you look like you were sleeping. We have stained wood trim that I can't paint. It's super wide and old kind. Any tips for paint colors? Wait, so you have stained wood trim and you can't paint it? or paint colors to go with the trim is what you're asking me. Couldn't you do a whitewash or stain? No, you can even layer. Yeah, you can layer your rugs. Oh, I have a whole video about how to layer pillows on my website, finderskeepersdesigns.com, and on my YouTube. I answered all of those questions, and they're really good tips. Target is having a big rug sale today, too. Oh, good to know. Target's having a big rug sale. We did a pattern rug in the family room and a jute rug in the open dining room. Good job. I approve of that. I know it's hard to find extra long drapes in order to hang them high. Yeah, just make sure your drapes hit the floor or else it will look like high water pants. Absolutely. I feel like the rule of thumb with drapes is that they should just puddle just a little bit. They should just kind of kiss the floor. So it could kiss the floor or it could kick a little bit, and that's kind of where it's at. That's what mine do. That's what they should do. No high waters, okay? No high water pants, I agree. IKEA makes their drapes super long. If you buy online, Amazon, Overstock, they can get the 96-inch or the 100 and something inch drapes. Otherwise, if your ceilings are super tall and your windows go all the way up, you're going to have your drapes custom made. Or if your mom can sew or you can sew or your mother-in-law, time to call in favors. Okay, last question on here, and then I'll try to get to some of yours before our time runs out. We plan to buy a fixer-upper one day, so this is good for me to read. Funny how little details can be so frustrating. Hey, my question is regarding how to style my living room. We are in a rental that has green walls, which we can't repaint, but it's a lovely color on its own. And we have these red couches that I love. So it's very Christmassy, which is great now, but not after the holidays. What would you suggest doing to make the room less festive when we're stuck with green walls and red couches? Thanks. I like this question because sometimes we can't replace things that we have and we move into somewhere with things we can't replace. My suggestion would be to find a throw pillow with a floral print or a pattern in it that has the colors of your red and green, but that is not Christmassy. So there'll be a floral print is probably your best bet. There will be, or like a paisley or anything with a movement pattern in it that have those tones in it. So that will give it like a summery, bright feel, but it won't give it a Christmassy feel. Also, things you hang on your wall kind of have the similar colors in them, but not, or be more neutral. I would keep things on your wall neutral, actually. The only place I would bring your two colors together in a non-Christmassy way is on your couch. Otherwise, just have neutral art on your walls and stay away from using reds and greens kind of everywhere else. Let them be just on your couch and walls and on one of your throw pillows. Also, in my video, each couch should have at least a 24 by 24 throw pillow. Some people think 20 by 20 basic and 24s or 26s are for your bed. That's not true. Have a 24 or 26 throw pillow on your couch. That's funny. Your drapes are high waters. Okay, here we go. I hope that answers all of your online questions. I'm going to refresh. Rhiannon, yes, I'm still doing my IG live. I don't know if she's watching, but she's not going to be able to see me. Okay. Let me see if I can just refresh this page really fast for you guys and see. Make sure I got all the questions. All right here. My master bedroom drapes for high waters. What do you think about having a carpet under the dining room? My floors and table are like the same color. And by carpet, do you just mean a rug? I feel fine about that. Some people hate it. Some people hate it because they think it just gets so dirty, but no more questions. It's good. But I love it. So I think it's great. I want you guys to go follow me on YouTube because I'm making lots of good content there so that I can help once we answer these questions for you to have a place to go refer back to. This video will go on there. And I also really, the thing I'm like newly the most passionate about is that you follow me on Pinterest because I talk so much about Pinterest. I believe so much in Pinterest. Rhiannon, I am still on my live video. I was trying to answer you on here, but I realized you probably didn't know since you asked me that on my text. But those are really good places for us to share ideas with each other and that you can see what's coming up. Currently, if you go on my Pinterest, which is Finders Keepers Designs, you will see what diet I'm on because it's all I've been pinning. And you will see what room I'm doing on this room for her for Christmas. So my daughter doesn't have Pinterest. Santa has Pinterest. And you can go on there, see what I'm doing, see what way I'm going and what direction I'm going because it's going to be so cool. It's going to be a big reveal. And she's like so excited about it. So this was the office, and now this is her bedroom. give you a little tour before we say goodbye to each other. So we have this awesome closet mirror, but these gray walls were like my husband's choice because he loves dark, moody colors, which he doesn't get much of around here. And so over this way, okay, and the diet is not a diet. It's like a lifestyle. I'm on a journey. It's going to be fine. We're probably getting rid of that, which she doesn't know. Things are happening to the bed. Things are happening to the fireplace. Things are happening around the bay window. So go to my Pinterest, Finders Keepers Designs, follow me, and you can see all my boards, and you can see Pate's room and some of the ideas I have that are going in here. I'm working with a local shop who I love called Shop Woven. I'm going to put it in here right now. I think it has an underscore. I may be getting this wrong. Just go find it. Shop Woven. She's so great. She makes beautiful pillows, and we're working together on some things in here, and then some things I'm just buying. I ordered a rug off of Rugs USA. I'll find it for you and make a pin when it comes. We've got lots of things going on, but she's in the other room. So I'm so happy you're a part of this live video. I'm going to save it to my stories, and I'm also going to save it to my phone, so that way we can put it on YouTube. You guys are the best ever. I hope I answered all your questions, and I plan on doing this about once a month, so my husband's doing our backyard right now. Like, there's just dust everywhere. He's planting our winter lawn. Love you, love you, love you.